there's been an increasing amount of nostalgia stuff on YouTube as of recent. I don't know if you guys have really realized this, but people really kind of miss old YouTube. And so this is kind of just like an homage to that, you know. It's just somebody playing TF2. You know, it's man up mode because I'm a gambling addict, but it's something that I've seen a lot of people like focus on a bunch as of recent, and so you know, I'm just gonna throw my hat in the ring because it's been something that I've wanted to do for a while now. I've tried this many different times, and I'll be honest with you guys, I really thought, whenever I first started this, I really thought it was going to be easy. It's not. You know, we think of like commentary channels and stuff like that as low stakes, I guess, like old COD commentaries where there wasn't really where there wasn't really a whole lot going on in the video, but that didn't mean that it wasn't a good video. You know, wow, 4 within like a minute. Yeah, that's what I get. I don't know why, but I just don't seem to ever be able to. Sometimes I don't click or put down stuff properly. It's weird. I don't know. Hey, I was about to waste a canteen. Nice. We got a good scout and 2 heavies. Did not realize that, but that is definitely something that's true. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. This is a game mode that I'm not really good at all. But it's a thing that, like, you know, I've always liked Team Fortress 2. It's one of the most important games to me. And so it's really interesting going into the history of TF2 and stuff like that. Because TF2 is not a new game. It is quite old. It's only 2 years younger than YouTube is. So, like, that's why whenever you think of TF2 content, for a lot of it, it's just like lowish quality. You know, you think of Okay, it does depend from person to person what you think of. But for many people, what TF2 content is it's Germa and Stir and low quality pub compilations, you know? And I wouldn't say that this is necessarily that, because it isn't. But it is something that is hopefully going to be somewhat reminiscent of it. Because that kind of content, I feel like, has gone by the wayside. Whenever that's really the heart and soul of YouTube and gaming. It's just you know, somebody chilling, talking, and so that's why I think so many people like get attached to like the Weekly Slap and this new channel that I found called Nico, and it's just it's literally just like he states it. It's straight up just trying to be like old YouTube, which is valid. Because I don't know, there's something so cozy about just coming back to a old TF2 commentary video. You know, something that it doesn't got a lot to it. It's just a guy chilling out, playing some TF2. You know, And that's all it really needs to be. Okay, cool. I'm not good at this. But also I am a gambling addict, and I do want the golden frying pan. So that is objective number 1. I need me that golden frying pan, and so I'm going to be hopefully, I'm going to be making a weekly video on it until I get that golden frying pan. But something that I actually do kind of want to talk about is selfishness. You know, in media and stuff like that, being selfish is basically universally seen as a really bad thing, which is understandable because it's, you know, who the frick likes somebody that's selfish, you know? People that are selfish are the scum of the earth, to be fair, you know. Like, a lot of problems in the world could be avoided if people just were not so selfish. But alright, don't get any funny ideas. Recently I read the anime Jujutsu Kaisen. I read it on manga because I'm not a weeaboo, but it's actually one of the only I only actually like consume one bit of anime a year because I hate weeaboos so much. You have no idea. I just detest their very existence. Their very existence makes me so mad. And so the idea of being referred to as one is horrific. Truly. It's like my own personal D-Day. No, not actually. D-Day was a horrible travesty. But nonetheless, I don't like weeaboos. I don't have good experience with them. They're just kind of the worst. You know, there's no real thing where it's like, you know, oh, I'm a weeaboo. That means that I'm kind. You know that one really cringe meme where it's like, you say hello, we say Ohio, and stuff like that. Really funny stuff like that. It's just insufferableness stacked on top of insufferableness. That's what I think of whenever I think of weeaboos. Especially for the fact that they seem to all like really hate America for some reason. Just the West in general. They seem to think that like Japan is the best place on Earth and that America is the worst. And that's what you get from basing your political ideologies off of cartoons. But I just do not like weeaboos. And that's the reason why I only watch one anime content thing a year. I don't watch anime. I read the manga because it's it's typically a lot better. And so I read this one thing called Jujutsu Kaisen, right? And Jujutsu Kaisen is very beloved. People really like Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah, I'll do this as well. Wow, I had a lot.
Well, guess that'll do.
There we go. Jujutsu Kaisen is very beloved because of its lack of use of plot armor, essentially. I mean, that's not the only reason. There's also really good fights. But honestly, in my opinion, the fights are really, like, serialized in their own show. Like, you can tell exactly how a fight's gonna go, where it's like, oh, we struggle for the first bit, and then, or no, we're like kind of succeeding for the first bit, and then the enemy team like reveals something, and then they start to win. Like they reveal this one super complicated, convoluted ability that they have, and then afterwards, you know, then the heroes, the good guys, also reveal this equally convoluted, stupidly complex thing that they know to combat it, and it's just so long, needlessly long, in my opinion. It's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. But it is a good show, and you know, whenever I was first reading it, I pride myself on my the fact that I just like blast through series, including this one, where I read it all in like a night, and it's like frickin' 300 chapters worth of stuff. And it's frick off. Chill out, dude. Nobody asked. And it's just something that, due to the fact that I read it at, like, so... Oh my gosh. Get over here. Yep. Whoa. Okay. Cool. I wasn't able to really fully appreciate it. It just all kind of seemed pretty bad in some moments. In some moments. In other moments, not so much. Not nearly as much. But there are certainly, especially whenever you're reading most of it at like 5 a.m., it's a little obnoxious how samey a lot of the thing is. And so the main character kind of sucks on paper. But he's actually pretty good, and you know it's a good series whenever you have to read up on why it's a good series. But in all actuality, something that I didn't really realize is the core theme of selfishness throughout the entirety of the show. And I didn't think about it, but, oh, frick. Okay, I know how to do this. I'm fine. Okay, just put it down. There you go.
Who's not ready? I'm ready.
No, why did I do that?
Dispenser going up. Packing up.
And it's really apparent whenever you really look at it. Selflessness is not rewarded in that universe at all. It's actually very much so punished. If you dare to be a kind person, not necessarily, it's okay, it's really interesting, because it's not that like, oh, if you dare to be a kind person, then you're gonna get killed. It's exclusively if you dare to be selfless. If you dare to put other people before everything that you are, you're going to be punished for it. Like, and I don't want to give any examples because that just makes me look like an idiot. But I think one of the, it's really apparent where there's like people that are super powerful, right? On paper, they will be like the most powerful guy ever. But due to the fact that he's very selfless and he like, he's trying to think of other people before him, he kind of sucks. He doesn't suck. He's just not nearly as powerful as everybody knows he could be. Even in canon. Like, the most powerful guy is like, hey man, you kind of suck. You could be great, but you ain't, and it's because you suck. You're just too selfless. Which, you know, first my my response to that is, well, that's ridiculous. You know, selfishness in no way should be rewarded to any extent at all. So for there to be a core theme, it just seems really obnoxious and like goofy. Yep. Nah. It seems weird, counterintuitive to everything that I've ever thought. Right? It just doesn't seem correct. After all, I'm very much so been a person that whenever I think of like selfishness and our role in the world, it's kind of just to care about stupid stuff and to care for others, right? And so for one that's like, nah man, you need to care about yourself the most. And if you don't, you're an idiot. But the more I thought about it, the more that it treats selfishness and selflessness, it's really interesting. Because... Uh-oh. I'm gonna die. Because it's not the typical, like, ooh, mustache twirling, evil, selfish. It's a lot more nuanced where it's like, well... Because, okay, the way that I've described it makes it sound like they only reward people for being, like, bad to some extent, you know? But that's not at all true. It's not true at all. They don't exclusively reward people for being good or bad or anything. It's not that one-sided. It's about if you're willing to be, if you're willing to be, like, if you're willing to do whatever it takes, essentially. If you're willing to just forego the idea that, like, things are noble and great and good, and if you're willing to put your reasons over anything else, then it will be fine. Because there's a thing where at the very beginning, they're in this, for the first, like, half of the show, they're in a very Japanese high school, in the sense that it's not a high school at all. But they're at this high school, and for the main character to get in this high school, he has to fight the principal, because it's, you know, an anime, because of course. And so there's this moment where, like, his grandfather, the reason why he's doing things is because it's like his grandfather's final wish before he died. That's not a spoiler, that happens in the first chapter. People are like, oh, that's noble, that makes sense. I know that I was like that. And then the principal is like, nah man, you're a freaking idiot for that being your reason. You're an idiot and a coward, and you're not allowed to be here. You're gonna die. And so the guy just beats him up a lot. And it's really funny. But he eventually lets him in because he's like, nah, alright, you're right. I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it for me. I like to help people and stuff like that. And so it's a really interesting take because he's doing something selflessly, selfishly. Something selfishly? I don't frickin' know. But he's doing it for himself. Like, he's not doing it for the greater good. He's not doing it for X, Y, or Z. He's doing it to promote his own self-interest. And I think that that's really interesting because it's selfish in a selfless way. Selfishly selfless is really bizarre, right? You know, especially due to the fact that it's, you know, it's a different take than what I am accustomed to. Especially as, come on. Okay, cool. That was actually, oh my gosh. That was crazy. I didn't die okay, well. But nonetheless, it is a really interesting topic because it's something that I've thought about. I've based a lot of myself about trying to do things for others because, like, I have dreams, but most of them are to just do things for other people. Like, I have a YouTube dream. Everybody wants to be a YouTuber, but I'm special because I want to do it for other people. But it didn't work. At least it hasn't worked. Like, it's not... I think I deal with the problem. I have really bad procrastination issues. And it's not the worst out of everybody I know. Actually, my roommate was even worse. He kind of... That's a different story. And so I realized that what procrastination is, fundamentally, is just you outthinking yourself. Like, it's making it so that you no longer have to really you think your way out of a problem instead of dealing with it, right? Where it's like a great example was a while back. I was trying to take cold showers because, like, cold showers are good for you or anything. Anytime I got into that bathtub, anytime I got into the shower, I would just stare at the nozzle for like 10 minutes, just not doing anything, because like, why would I? You know, I had a mental argument with myself where I would talk about, please don't blow up. Okay, it didn't blow up the teleporter. I thought it was gonna blow up the teleporter. Where I was arguing with myself over whether, oh my gosh, die. Nobody loves you. Okay. Get up. As you should. Anyway, yeah. So, I just forgot entirely what I was saying, which is a lot of fun. Oh yeah, I would just stare at the nozzle, and I'd have this mental argument where I was like having debate club in my head, looking at this nozzle, where I was like, all right, time to take a cold shower, but why though? Well, I mean, we said we were going to, and it's like generally healthy. Yeah, but it's like not that good for you. And you already took a shower today, and like, yeah, but that was like 8 hours ago, and we just worked out. And it's like, yeah, but like, we use shampoo and everything, and it would be really bad for us to use shampoo again, because that would like dry out your skin and stuff. And it's like, okay, yeah, but we don't necessarily need to use shampoo, it's just good to rinse off. And it's like, okay, but like, how good is it though? Did you ever thought of that? How good is it really? Oh frick, it's this one. No, it isn't. No, it isn't, because there's no heavies. Yeah, I'll just do this. And now I have literally nothing else that I really need to do. I love this map for this reason specifically, because I can upgrade jump height. Jump height, my beloved. I love jump height. Jump height's the funniest thing, because look, now I can jump all the way up here. It's so funny. Frick. I forgot.
Building a sentry.
Yippee! 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 It's so much fun. I love it so much.
Everybody
Oh wow. And after so long, I didn't take a shower. I did not. Instead, I wrote in this journal that I have, and then I took a shower. Because I was like, it's ridiculous that I can't even take a freaking shower whenever I wholeheartedly intend to. Like, there's no negatives to taking a cold shower, despite the fact that, like, it's uncomfortable. It is actively good for you. But like still, that was simply not enough for me to not care and still want to not take a shower. So that was procrastination. Like, to me, that was such a humbling experience, because that is literally procrastination in a nutshell. You know, where I was able to know that I should do something, and then just straight up outthink it. Where I was like, no. It's such an interesting thing. And so, for me doing this for so long, I forgot how high I jump. For me, having this mentality for so long, and it being such a failure, it makes me consider doing like different mentalities, because I've been struggling with this for months now, right? With me being like, nah, I need to fix this. This is the turning point, and then nothing changes. Nothing changes at all, and I can make fun of other people whenever they make goals and don't change, but I can't do that. That's dumb. Sorry, I do kind of just zone off whenever I'm playing. It's something that I'm thinking of changing the way that I look at things, because being selfish and doing things for yourself does not mean that you do not, that what I want to do, what I find fun or enjoyable, is to help people, you know. Vaccinator, that's an interesting thing. Man, this scout has been so on top of it. There's literally like nothing I can get anymore. I was already doing a pretty like out there thing, but gosh dang. Like Widowmaker, it's kind of a aggressive gun, a little bit. Woo! Yippee! Did I get the golden pan?